Hi and welcome back to On the Robsons. Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. Would you wild camp your caravan? And particularly, would you wild camp your caravan where we are now? Today we're at Derwent Reservoir, and recently a post came on Instagram about motorhomes built at the park here. So I looked into it, and on the Northumbria Water website it also says that you're allowed to bring caravans. So we're going to have a look at the different parts of Derwent Reservoir where you can bring your caravan to wild camp and how much it costs for that period of time. Let's have a look around. So we're at our first place that you can stay with your campervan, motorhome or caravan, and this is called Mills Shields picnic area. Obviously it is a picnic area. Let's have a quick look around how you could park your caravan or your motorhome or campervan here. Got the spaces at the front there. Most of this looks pretty standard size. I probably wouldn't want to park it here. But if you look just over there, so just where I pointed, you can see there's quite a bit of space. And actually next to the rocks there, there's well over 7 metres. So if you've got a big motorhome, a big campervan or a big caravan that we're talking about, you could definitely fit it in there. Let's have a look around. What is there to see next to this part of the reservoir? So one of the things that makes this an ideal location if you've got your caravan is that it has a set of male and female toilets. Now I'm not sure what time that shuts. I'm pretty sure it won't be over 24 hours, but at least it means that if you bring a caravan here, you can have your toilet filled while you're here, bring some water with you, and then you can use the toilet facility, so it means you're not constantly filling your cassette up as you're on your little tour. Let's have a look down the reservoir. Also at this part is obviously a couple of picnic benches, so if it's a nice day you can come and sit out here as well. And as you can probably see there is the start of the reservoir. So just take you around this corner, you can see the vastness of Derwent Reservoir here in Consett. So next bit we're going to show you is really important for your safety. Although Derwent Reservoir looks absolutely amazing, it is a beautiful area, it's got lots of natural water here. You can't just come here and put your paddleboard or your boat onto the water. You need to be part of the club, and even then it is very dangerous due to the currents here. So these signs tell you you can't do that. You can't go swimming in case of cold water shock as well. Here's a couple of safety notices for the area. One of the things that you realise when you're here at the Reg is that it is absolutely so quiet. Now I'm actually a little bit deaf. No, I can hear everything around here. It is so quiet, there's nothing to interfere with what I'm listening to. I can even hear the fishermen who are on the side there, every single word more or less they're saying, and they're quite far away. And that's all because there is not lots of other noise contending for me to be here. It is so immensely quiet. Listen. All you can hear is a couple of bangs where they're doing some of the trees. I can't even see, so it's probably miles away. That's how quiet it is. So the sound travels really well. That's the first place done. We're now on a wander over to the main visitor centre, which is about 2.5 miles away. The visitor centre has, again, toilets again, but also a children's play park. So if you do bring your caravan or whatever, you could drive there. Or alternatively, if you've got a motorhome, you can obviously pack everything away and also really drive there. But rather than take the car, I've decided to walk because it's so pretty around here. I'll show you around.
Close your eyes, get some rest. I'm by your side, lay your head on my chest. You've had a really bad day, but I'm right here, it's gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay. If all the blue skies fade.
Making good progress here, about 3/4 of the way I think there to the next campsite or next kind of parking site to show you, but bit of scenery there. Suppose I better get a move on.
We're gonna be okay. Calm your soul.
This is the second place on our journey. This is just near the kind of visitor centre. Actually, if you go to the visitor centre, past it where the park, kids play park is and things, and you come up to the top of the bank and then you get here. Now this is right next to the reservoir. It's probably about 50 metres tops, probably less than that actually, to get to the reservoir. So on the good side of close to the reservoir, there is better internet signal here, particularly for me on 3, but you don't have any toilets. There are some toilets at the bottom of the bank, but obviously you have to walk down to them, and I don't know what time they shut. But again, same sort of thing here. You pay for overnight parking, and you can put your camper van, motorhome. Remember to smash the like button so that our video gets out to more people, and it just shows that you appreciate the work we put in to get this video out. Let's continue. So the $1 million question, how much does it cost to stay at Derwent Reservoir overnight? Well, it's a bit tricky. Basically, it is £10 per night, and that takes you from 8 PM at night till 8 AM in the morning. Now, I don't know what happens the rest of the time, so I'm kind of guessing if you get there early, like a campsite sort of time, maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you'd have to pay up until 8 o'clock, then pay the overnight, and then in the morning, unless you're going to leave at 8 o'clock, pay the morning fee as well. So it seems quite cheap at first, but once you start adding up, it's maybe not as cheap as it could be. To stay all day is £5. So I suppose in a way you're having to pay £5, then £10, then £5 again, then £10, and then leave, I don't know, like 12 o'clock, you have to pay a bit more. So it is a shame for nothing but water, and if they're watching this, would be great if they just made it easier. 24-hour parking, £10, £15, and it just makes it easier for the campers just to kind of think about using the facilities while they're there, because they know what's going on rather than having to get there really late at night and then having to leave really early in the morning. So now just walking over to our final place that I'm going to go to tonight, because it is getting quite dark and this camera doesn't particularly cope well in the dark. We're going to go to another bit here, but we're on the dam itself. Now the dam is a walk of about 3/4 of a mile across. One thing I am noticing that I've never noticed for here at Derwent Reservoir particularly is there's lots of little flies. I think they're midges, so I might have a few cheeky bites in a minute. Never noticed that before. Normally, when I've been in the summer, not at all. But there's quite a few little flies around, maybe possibly midges. We'll find out in the morning if I've got a few bites here. But I kind of think it's worth it for this. You can just see there, all the way at the reservoir, and pretty much we're parked just where those buildings are over there, just round that corner. So we're now on car park 3 that you can stay at overnight next to Derwent Reservoir. So this one here is a bit smaller, but it's right on the water's edge, and you can see that. Let's take you around a second. Some spaces over there. I don't know if the spaces are quite big enough, particularly if you've got a big twin axle caravan or a very big motor like a tag axle. It might be a bit small. Good things about this side is it's incredibly quiet. There's no one here, no cars or anything like that whatsoever, and it has some toilets. So again, if they're open, it means you've not got to empty your cassette as much, and you'll get the advantage this time of being right on the water's edge. You park over here maybe overnight and then move in the morning because our disabled bays. But you can see right over. So that's what we just saw. Was we found a couple, and the man was disabled. She had a blue badge, and because she's got the blue badge, she doesn't have to pay at all. Completely free. Free nights camping. What more could you ask for? Now, if you don't like to come wild camping, there is a place I can take you. Not this very second, but there's a place around here. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see, but there's some smoke behind me, and that place is called the Boat Shack, and that even has its own campsite. Now, it is a bit steep in part, unless you get in the top couple of pictures, but great, we've been before and we would love to go again. So if you decide you don't want to come the wild camping route like we've been tonight and this afternoon, then alternatively, you can go and stay in that campsite. And you know, if you love campsites, click at the top here. So after we'd been there, seen the place, we saw this photo here about the parking charge, and it says only motorhomes. So we got in touch with them, and even though their website did say caravans were allowed, they have decided that when I got in touch with them, that you can't take your caravan there, which is a real downer, because I think it would be a really lovely place. There's plenty of space there, but unfortunately said no. They are going to look into this, and we're going to make a video in the future about are caravanners discriminated against, because obviously campervans and motorhomes get a much better deal.